Do you like special tactics? Do you like going to clown college? And do you like bizarre StarCraft? Well, you're in for a treat because this replay, you know what, guys? Actually, I'm going to redo that intro there. Sorry, but I just feel like I can do a better intro than that. I'm a bit of a crazy person when it comes to intros. Everyone has 2 second, they've, you know, 2 second retention, so try to keep people engaged. Anyways, all right. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. We got ourselves a very special map of North American foolery. Or tomfoolery, I should say. Trigger in the bottom right, Astrea in the top left. And Astrea, who recently has been bringing out some of the most ridiculous kind of 300 IQ / 0 IQ, if you want to be more critical, strategies in big tournaments, told me I have to check this one out. We just cast him versus Kelazur in the finals of the Americas recently, and it was one of the craziest series I've seen in the finals of anything for a long time. Astrea went Proxy Oracle. He went Mass Glaive Adept with his Colossus army instead of the Zealots. He went a Zealot Phoenix opening, like a 4-gate Zealot Phoenix opening, which I haven't seen pros pretty much ever do. We saw him do a mass double forge Zealot Stalker play, Hass style, with only 2 gases all game and like 7 bases of 100 Zealots. It was such a fun series. And after messaging him and saying, dude, that was so much fun to cast, he said, definitely check out this map versus Trigger. He said, I think you'll like it, Pig. So let's rate it. Let's see exactly how well this lives up to our standards, because Astrea's raised our standards. We always thought NA builds are fun. There's guys in Masters League, Diamond, Platinum doing really fun, silly builds. It's rare to see someone at the very top of pro play doing it. Remember that Astrea has been in grand finals of tournaments, big tournaments, something most pro players never make it to the finals of a tournament. You know, people like to only talk about the very top. You gotta realize in a pro scene, not many people are as successful as Cyril, man. Not many people are as successful as Reina or Maru, or a Hero or a Zest or one of these guys that wins multiple championships. And yet Astrea is pretty much constantly knocking on the door of greatness. He had a very good series with Reina in that finals at Home Story Cup about a year ago. That was really one that, for me, showed just how good Astrea can be. So he's opened up with a proxy gate. He's got a Zealot coming forward. Now, Trigger knows he's being proxy gated. He's going 2-gate on the high ground, so he should be safe here. The Zealot's going to come in to try and poke him. Wait, Trigger's... Okay, he's scouting. I'm like, you can't go Nexus right now. He's trying to go Stalkers. Zealot's going to come in. Astrea entering the base right now. It's only 1 gate for Astrea. Is he going to block the entrance? Okay, so Astrea's stopping him. He stopped there so that he couldn't pylon wall the Zealot out. Nice move, nice move. So the probe escorts the Zealot in. And keep in mind, guys, a Zealot gets a probe weak enough that a probe can one-hit it. So he's trying to use the probe to add a few extra hits here on top of the Zealot to try and help finish them off. So the Zealot does 2 hits, and then the probe does the final hit. Oh my god, he's got this little hit squad. The probe adding some very nice damage. He gets another kill there. The Zealot gets 3 kills. The probe gets 1. The probe gets a 2nd kill. Okay, so the probe there actually getting 2 killing blows, not to mention it also damaged one of the probe earlier, allowing the Zealot's 2nd hit to kill it. So I count that as 3 kills for that probe. That man's an absolute hero. Nexus goes down behind it, Sentry, and a Robo on the high ground. And Trigger still has not found the gate. He's like, where is this goddamn gateway, man? Because if he can find it and depower the gateway, there's no production at home for Astrea. There's only a Sentry and a Robo. Stalker does come home. Stargate going up for Trigger, but losing 5 probes that early on one base is very rough. Hallucinated Phoenix will take a bit of damage. Oh, doesn't have anything here. Battery's not ready just yet, but you don't really want to push up the ramp there. Obviously, you need to move onto the ramp before you get high ground vision. So it's a very dangerous move, not knowing what else is waiting for you. Adept's coming across the map right now for Trigger. Trigger's going to go for a Nexus. Trigger's doing everything he can to reset this game into standard territory. But Astrea sees that Nexus. His own one is faster. Another Stalker sneaks into the natural. I like the way he went all the way around the right to try to get past it, knowing Trigger was kind of in the middle area. Trigger's like, where the hell is this gateway, man? This is always great. This is like the dichotomy that I really enjoy in StarCraft, is one player's trying to play proper StarCraft and the other's just memeing. Oh no, he lets him in. That might be a problem. Trigger actually gets the Adepts inside, and he might see the Stargate. This is a very cheeky Stargate. We'll talk about that in a minute. For now, the Adepts get a Sentry, they get a probe. They are going to get at least 1 more probe, if not 2. And nice block with the Stalkers. Good block there by Astrea. Does trap the Adepts. Nicely done. Stalkers on the other side are coming out. Now, there's an Oracle coming out for Trigger. But because he scouted this, Astrea's going Phoenix. Now, you might be wondering, well, what's the deal, Pig? Well, because he went Hallucination, Astrea has realized I can counter your tech. And you're going to see that I've gone fast Robo. So after seeing the Stargate, he's like, oh, I'll just go Phoenix. And you seeing only the Robo, you won't know that I can do this. Unfortunately, he screwed up. And he's actually let him see the Stargate. So Trigger now is building his own Phoenix. So it's turning into like a little mini delayed Phoenix war. The Phoenix is actually in the wrong spot right now for Astrea, but he's got 2 shield batteries as well. So he's defending his probes nicely, and the Stalkers get a few hits off. Oracle does take some damage. Okay, so right now, it looks like the Phoenix production is about even on both sides, slightly ahead for Trigger. Trigger goes second Stargate right now, and a third gas. Now, does Astrea double down and commit to the Phoenix War? Because he doesn't know Phoenix are being built. He might think it's just 2 Oracles. You see how he's hunting the map with his Phoenix and his Observer? He doesn't realize I'm in a Phoenix War right now. Something you could do here is you could go Twilight Dark Shrine. That's actually a really good place. Hunting for Oracles hiding in the corners. Not finding anything. Stalkers over here as well. Trying to make sure no Oracles sneaking across the map. 4th gas coming up. Phoenix count building. Astrea gathering his Phoenix on the left. Observer does get revelated by the Oracle. And now you know you're in a Phoenix War. What's the reaction from Astrea? Double gas on the natural. Oh, it's going to be a bit late though to go Stargates, isn't it? He's already a bit behind in the Phoenix production. His Prism's going to fly home. Doesn't want to lose that to Phoenix. He's thinking, okay, he goes Gateway. Yeah, Astrea's thinking hard right now because he's realizing, no, I don't really want to play catch up in a Phoenix War. He's going to build 3 gates. So that's going to take him to 3 Gateway production. And he's going to repower that. So 4 gateways if he repowers the one on the right, which he's doing. But he's got no Twilight. Guys, is he going to do a 7-gate mass Stalker all-in? No. What sort of meme shiz is this? What? He's just going to go for a 2-base mass Stalker all-in. He does lose his Prism to the enemy Phoenix. His own Phoenix tried to chase, but overextension there. Ends up losing a Phoenix as well, trying to punish Trigger. But Trigger's actually playing standard. He's doing it solid. He's doing it really well. He needs to stop Trigger seeing this mass gateway in here. If Trigger sees what's going on, he's just going to make Immortals and Turtle on 2-base. There's already a pylon building on the front here for Astrea. Observer does see those Phoenix nearby. Oracle's coming around the left for Stasis Trap harassment, but the Phoenix are ready for it at this moment. So he probably loses that unless he recalls it very quickly. Oh, Astrea! Got to pull those probes away. He's going to get 2 of the gas probes frozen. Oracle does go down. Mass Phoenix here still being produced by Trigger. Trigger's looking for a 3rd base. Trigger, does he not see the... Oh, he didn't see the gateways, guys! He doesn't realize... It's a mass unupgraded Stalker all-in. It's something Protoss players always like. It's Robo, Twilight, or Stargate. Astrea says, hold my beer. I'm not using my Robo or my Stargate, and I'm not building a Twilight. I'm going mass unupgraded gateway units. Catches a Phoenix on the way across the map already with his 3 Phoenix. Void Ray Immortal trying to be produced right now. Astrea's going to build a gateway outside his base. He's warping in sentries as well, realizing if he can force field these units, that'll be fantastic. There is a stasis trap, but the Observer sees it, and he's already got a volley off on the Phoenix. Keep in mind, sentries easy targets for those Phoenix. He needs a lot more Stalkers. Right now, I actually think the army for Trigger is way better than his. Once he gets 2 Void Rays and an Immortal out, I feel like they do so much anti-armor damage. He could just like start picking up the sentries, kill all those with the Phoenix. But there are batteries building outside the base. A lot of shield batteries. Oh man, Astrea is bringing out some special tactics. He force fields a Stalker, kills it. This is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. Here we go. Okay. This is going to get so weird. Immortals absolutely hard counter this. He's chrono boosting them. Twilight Council and Gateway's trying to go down. I think Astrea might be screwing up because he can't really push into the battery overcharge. Oh, he does take out a Phoenix though. Doesn't lose a Stalker there. Oh, it's the force fields that scare me. If they ever trap an Immortal out front and you lose it, that's where things go really bad. You can't go across with your Phoenix, can you? Because he might just shove in with the mass Stalker. He's got so many Stalkers, 17 and 6 sentries. When the Phoenix show up at his side of the base, he might do it. The Phoenix are going to come in and do damage. Now, don't get me wrong, Trigger can kill an entire worker. Like, he could destroy Astrea's economy. Astrea's taken a 3rd base out front. I didn't even realize he built the base outside Trigger's base. He wants battery overcharge, guys. He's building it so he can battery overcharge that battery. I think that's just in range of the Nexus. Oh, and he traps that Immortal. This is what I was talking about. That's dangerous, but... battery overcharge is in range. Oh, Trigger tries to go for it. Is this worth losing this many Stalkers? I think it might be. Those valuable units are so hard to replace. More Stalkers warping in. Another force field on the right side, which means that Immortal can't get taken away. Phoenix do take out the Observer. Nice move by Trigger. If Trigger can pick up a few of these units and trap them in range of the Immortal, that could be great. 15 probes got taken out on Astrea's side of the map. but he's still at 12 workers despite that. The Phoenix are disabling units, but they're not really doing damage. It's all on the Immortal to do the damage. The Immortal goes down. The Phoenix coming in the tail end of this. And Astrea, does he have battery overcharge in range? I don't know if battery overcharge is in range, guys. It might just barely be out of range of that battery. If he overcharges, that could definitely turn the fight in his favor. The Stalker Sentry going hard on the Phoenix, but Astrea loses all of his own Phoenix. He needs the battery overcharge. He's going to recall probes from his main so he can keep up mining, because both of their main bases are mining out right now. But that is a big income advantage as long as Astrea gets that going. He's building another battery a little bit further back so he can actually overcharge it. The Stalker Sentry still microing in and out, but the Immortal and the Void Ray doing a lot of damage. The Void Ray pulls back on the right. Nice micro by Trigger. That Immortal is ruining Astrea right now. Astrea is getting wrecked. The Zealots are very important because they're not armored units, so they'll tank a lot more damage. But I think Trigger's done this. He's just got a bigger army right now. Even though his worker count's low, the Nexus is so exposed. If Astrea loses this position, he loses this game. This is a beautiful fight for Trigger. The Void Ray does go down. Nice focus fire for Astrea. Battery overcharge goes up on the front. Did he activate it a bit too early, though? Trigger's just going to chill, wait for that to run out. I think Trigger realizing, hey, Astrea, I think you panic-clicked that, buddy. You clicked that a bit too early. Blink's coming in for Trigger as well. Trigger has this in the bag? I think Trigger has this game in the bag, man. Dude, after all the silly BS that Astrea's thrown his way, Trigger looking so fantastic. Wait, force fields are splitting the army. Nicely done there. These Stalkers do pull back on the right, but the Immortal, dude, these force fields are actually ruining Trigger's army. His units aren't all able to fight. Another Immortal comes in for the right side. The Zealots are doing a good job of tanking for Astrea. He's trying to build more batteries behind this. He's trying to focus the Immortals down. He does get the Immortal on the left side. Surprisingly effective micro here from Astrea, and Astrea's actually got the army supply dead even now. I don't know how he's doing this, because, you know, Trigger has Blink, Trigger has Immortals, Trigger has a much better army, but slow Zealot Stalker and offensive battery overcharge is actually kind of doing it. Oh my lord. Okay, I think Trigger maybe should turtle, send 4 Stalkers across the map and go kill probes. The problem is this base, he's like, I need to get rid of that base. I can't let you mine off this. But look at Astrea's concave now. Great concave management. Blink is a nice upgrade. Is it going to be enough in this scenario? Trigger's thinking about taking a third base. He is obviously out of minerals in the main on half of those patches. His natural will start mining out very soon as well. The Stalker's using some good blink back micro. The Immortal barrier is being activated as well. You got to be careful, because remember, Astrea at any point can run forward and focus an Immortal. Those guys can't blink back. The Stalkers can. Force field's also very dangerous. That's the focus fire I was talking about. He gets rid of one Immortal. He gets rid of both. Oh no, Trigger is going to have to do this with Blink now, but he's so outnumbered on the Stalker count. Blink is good. Does it make up for the number differential? More Zealots, more batteries building on the front. Astrea right now pulling out his biggest memes, pulling out the dirtiest and strangest strategies. I always feel like there's just something about Astrea where he levels up when he puts on his clown mask, puts on those big clown shoes, and just starts running around smashing pies into people's faces rather than actually playing a normal StarCraft game. There's something about this situation that you know gives him a bit of a stiffy as a Protoss player, where he's like, oh yes, I have shield batteries and a Nexus outside your base. It feels so good. You know, most players are like, I need to secure another base, secure a bit more economy, and then they can kick ass. But Astrea's like, no, I'm going to set up a giant concave of Stalkers outside your base. Trigger can occasionally pick off a Stalker, but that doesn't matter if you're mining 800 more minerals a minute. That's a problem. Dark Shrine's on the way as well as a Prism, guys. He's going to go for the Dark Templar counterattack. There is a Robo at home. He's building an Immortal, but there is an Observer out. He has an Observer out. Astrea has an Observer. He's going to kill Trigger's Observer. Oh, whoever kills the Observer first wins. Okay, Astrea kills the Observer, which means his Observer survives. If his Observer died, he may have died to the Dark Templar. The Prism's still sneaking around. This is not over by any means, even though the numbers look great for Astrea. Dark Templar, if they deep power this Robo, that could be big. However, battery overcharge is in range of healing that pylon. 4 Dark Templar, however, will kill it so quickly. But he's building an Observer. He realizes Astrea's spidey senses are tingling. He's like, how could I lose this game? I clearly have you pinned on 2 bases for so long. I know, Dark Templar. And he builds an Observer at the perfect time. Astrea with the game sense. Absolutely fantastic game sense. I'd love to see him recall a few units maybe. He's just going to try to warp in Stalkers and run probes for now. As long as he has his third base mining on the other side of the map, even losing probes is not the end of the world. He needs to lose, like, Trigger needs to kill all the probes, you know. The Dark Templar, one of them goes down, 2 of them go down already. That is a problem right now. There's one over at the third base killing another probe. I mean, it's good damage 10 in a normal game. 2 Dark Templar for 10 probes is great. However, in this game, you need more than great damage. Trigger needs to completely F up Astrea. He needs to get in there and mess him up. The Stalkers go after the Prism. That allows the Dark Templar to start doing some damage. I do love that Trigger went for that move. That's actually a real cute move. The Stalkers and the Immortal going to fight with the DTs in the front. Astrea's recalling an Observer to the front. There is a DT in his backline. The Stalkers take out the ones in the front, and Trigger is going to have to tap out. I'll pay it. I'll pay it. I want to say critical things. Whenever a player is cocky enough to send me a replayer and say, you'll like this, there's always a part of me that's like, I bet it's not that good. And then whenever I see an Astrea game, I always remember why I keep inviting him to play show matches. It's because the man does not know how to be boring. He truly makes StarCraft look fresh and exciting every single game. I gotta pay that. I think that was fantastic. And I really feel like Astrea needs his own show on my YouTube channel, just where I revel in the glory of all of his ridiculous strategies. Like, if I broke it up into individual maps as well, like, there are so many ridiculous strats. GG, well played, Astrea, you absolute legend.